More news coming in. Over 150 people have been killed after a powerful earthquake measuring 7.9 in the Richter scale struck Nepal today, destroying several buildings, including a UNESCO World Heritage Site and the centuries-old Dharhara Tower in the heart of the capital, trapping scores of people. Witnesses and media reports say the quake tremors lasted between 30 seconds to 2 minutes. Several buildings in the densely populated Kathmandu Valley collapsed, killing more than 150 people in the country. We're being told pictures of the Dharhara Tower before the earthquake and after the earthquake on your screens. We're also being told that World Heritage sites like the one in the capital Kathmandu, the iconic square, also destroyed in the earthquake. Pictures of complete devastation. That's the Darbar Square in capital Kathmandu before and after the powerful quake hit the Himalayan country. The death toll has now risen to 150. Of course, while speaking to Headlines today, the Nepalese ambassador to India said that they fear that the death toll is likely to climb further. Pictures of complete devastation being reported from across the Himalayan country. Scores of people believed to be trapped under the debris. Extreme devastation even in the capital Kathmandu. We're being told that the epicenter of this earthquake was Lamjung, about 70 kilometers away from the capital. More than 150 people feared dead. Heritage sites completely destroyed. We're also being told that the earthquake triggered an avalanche on the Everest. Base Camp 1 and 2 are said to be affected by the earthquake. The tremors also being felt in India. Bihar is the worst affected Indian state, where the death toll currently stands at 14. Pictures, of course, extremely tragic pictures coming in from Nepal. Locals, what's remarkable, is rushing to rescue other people who've been trapped in buildings even before state agencies can reach the site of devastation. Buildings old and new completely destroyed, reduced to rubble in that massive earthquake. Locals coming to the rescue of people. These are pictures of tourists looking completely lost. We're also being told that a team of Indian tourists from Hyderabad are believed to be trapped in Nepal. There's no word on their safety. The Indian embassy there is trying its best to provide as much assistance as possible. 2 iconic sites destroyed in the devastatingly powerful earthquake that hit Nepal this morning. Well, there's more bad news coming in. The death toll has now risen to 449. Absolutely shocking and devastatingly tragic news that's coming in. The death toll has gone up from 100 to 150 to now almost 450. It is expected to rise even further. This, of course, after a massive earthquake hit Nepal this morning at about 11:45. A massive natural calamity. India has got teams on standby waiting to rush to provide any kind of assistance that people in Nepal needs. We're being told that NDRF teams are on standby at the Hindon airport waiting for a go-ahead from the central government. The death toll risen to 449 now. A massive tragedy hitting Nepal. Let's get to know from Utpal Mishra. He's a journalist. He's with us on the phone line. Utpal, what more details do you have?
Well, still rescue work is underway, and we are still having so many.
Utpal, go ahead.
We again had an aftershock. That is really causing heavy panic and trouble. Still, people are staying outside their houses.
Well, I'll be facing some technical difficulty on that line with Utpal Mishra. We'll try and reconnect with him. Utpal, if you have your television screens on in front of you, we'll be grateful if you could turn down the volume. There's some audio problem we're facing on that line. Utpal Mishra is a senior Nepal-based journalist who will be getting us more details on this developing story. The death toll now has risen to 449. A massive tragedy striking the Himalayan country this morning. The death toll earlier, we're being told, was 100. It was expected to rise further, but now we're being told that it stands at almost 450. 450 lives lost within a snap of fingers. Within a minute, More than 400 people killed. A massive tragedy striking the Himalayan country. These are pictures of locals also helping in rescue efforts. Of course, all state agencies are also providing all possible help. Doctors, we're looking in these pictures, rushing outside hospitals, helping locals rescue people who are trapped under the debris, providing them emergency treatment. Let's try and reconnect with Utpal Mishra, senior journalist from Nepal, who's with us on the phone line. Utpal, what more can you tell us? We're being told that the death toll has now risen to 449.
Yes, and it is supposed to rise because the doctors haven't declared so many bodies yet that they are dead. I have even seen there are so many camps set up outside the major hospitals here in Kathmandu. And in those camps, people are coming with these bodies and they are waiting for the doctors to announce them whether they are really dead or they are still surviving or something like that. And that's a really very bad situation here. That even the people who don't in fact prepare for looking out for in case of a disaster. And that is causing a lot of problem and panic here. People, I'm seeing here outside, I'm still outside and I'm watching so many people, they haven't entered their homes. It's because still there are aftershocks and tremors going on after every 20 minutes or so. And that is really very bad situation here.
Utpal, where are these casualties coming from, being reported from? Some in Kathmandu. Is the brunt being faced in the Gorkha region more than just Lamjung?
No, right now I'm here in Kathmandu, and even in Kathmandu there is a heavy casualty. And since Gorkha, that part is a little far away from here, the number of casualties arising from there is going to be very high. And for the latest report that one of my junior reporters have reported me that in Lamjung, in the hospital itself, there are nearly 100 people who are declared dead. And that's really very bad.
Okay, so the information that is coming in is 450 people are now feared dead. 449 is the figure that the Nepal government has given, and hospitals are unable to take the toll that is coming in. People are now being treated on the streets of Kathmandu. These are the latest pictures that we're getting to you courtesy the Kantipur Times. The death toll still expected to rise. Where are the maximum number of casualties coming in from, Utpal?
Maximum number of casualties is from within Kathmandu itself, because Kathmandu is the metropolitan city, and since the population density here is very high compared to any other places, even the epicenter Lamjung, so it is feared that the death toll will rise to around 1,000. And the number that the government has given is only that of those who are verified and certified that yes, they are there. But still, there are several camps being set up here on the streets in front of major hospitals, and the doctors, medical workers, they are treating the people who are being brought with rust in several hospitals. I have even seen people being brought on motorbikes because the roads have collapsed and ambulances cannot come.
Okay, and news just coming in. This is breaking news that is just coming in. The C-130J that is taking off. It has just taken off from the Hindon Air Base with NDRF teams for Kathmandu. This is the latest that is coming in. Emergency teams have been dispatched for Nepal, and after dropping this team at the Kathmandu airport, the C-130J will then carry out an aerial reconnaissance. It will do a very low-flying sortie all across aerial recce to check road communication all the way to Pokhara and then return to Hindon. And this will film that entire area so that you know the level of damage and how quickly teams can be dispatched. This is the latest that is coming in. And with me in the studio at this point of time is C. Balaji Singh. He's the Executive Director of Care Today Fund. That's a CSR arm of India Today Group. Balaji, the death toll in Nepal rising. It's already risen to 449 and the worst is now feared. What is it that disaster rescue teams would require immediately?
Gaurav, this is what we call as a sudden onset disaster, which requires a tremendous amount of the search capacity. And, in the initial stages, we should be looking at very effective search and rescue and the relief mission. And for the search and rescue, in the earthquake times, we face a situation of collapsed structures. So there's a very specialized search and rescue equipment and teams, which we call as the collapsed search and rescue equipment and teams which are required. And the NDRF of the Government of India has these capacities. And also, canine squads which can sniff the lives under the debris,
yes,
which will be of big use during these times. And we are bound to see a lot of orthopedic cases with the fractures and all that. And a surge of doctors, and especially the orthopedic doctors, will be required. And also communication, as you know, it's already gone dead, and there's no power backup. So communication, so that a good coordination can take place. And also, as you have already said, that there are a lot of people being treated on the roads. So we need mobile field hospitals to be given, and a lot of people are going to spend time on the roads because their houses are damaged, they're not safe. So we need to have a good amount of tentage so that they can live safely in the nights.
Stay with me for a moment, Balaji. There's more breaking news coming in even as we speak. The Ministry of Defence has just said that another IL-76 aircraft of the Indian Air Force, and this is news that is just coming in from Amritsar and from Bhatinda, IL-76 aircraft will fly straight to Kathmandu. They will be carrying multiple NDRF teams. So NDRF teams are being dispatched from Delhi, NDRF teams are being dispatched from Punjab to go to Kathmandu, and from Kathmandu then they will spread out to other parts of Nepal where they are required. What is it that these teams are carrying? As Balaji was just telling us, at this point of time, tentage is desperately required. Clean water, doctors, orthopedic surgeons, dog squad. There are hundreds of people. The initial reports seem to indicate that they are feared trapped in the debris of the devastated houses, buildings, other structures, and the dog squad will be able to sniff out human life in that debris. So from Bhatinda, there's an aircraft that is going to fly out. From Hindan, there's an aircraft that has already flown out, and these aircraft, especially the one that is flying out from Hindan, that is a C-130J Hercules aircraft. It's a strategic lift aircraft. Now this aircraft can fly very low, and this will fly all along the road from Kathmandu to Pokhara to be able to do damage assessment, damage to the road, and then additional forces can be mobilized if required from the road route, and that is where the real supply route will start. The IL-76 from Bhatinda, the C-130J takes off from Hindan with NDRF teams. Now all of this, how soon can these teams become operational on ground zero, Balaji?
I think a lot will depend on the kind of coordination which needs to be established with the government of India and the government of Nepal once these teams go. And so in my opinion, immediately there should be a kind of unified command system should be established involving all the important stakeholders such as the Indian Air Force, National Disaster Management Authority, NDRF, MHA from the Indian side, and all the ministries on the government Nepal side, so that the needed decisions can be made to operationalize these teams as quickly as possible. Otherwise, what might happen is these teams might go there, equipment might go there, and it will be stuck at Kathmandu airport.
Okay.
I think that's a danger.
Stay with me, and news just coming in. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he's just had an emergency evaluation assessment meeting. That meeting is now over, and these are pictures of officials leaving that meeting. Government of India is in full operations mode. This emergency meeting that was taking place at 7 Racecourse Road. And more breaking news coming in. One more person has been killed in this earthquake in North Bengal. The death toll in Bengal now stands at 2. One person had died in Jalpaiguri, the second in Siliguri. Several students are now injured. They've been reported injured when a staircase collapsed while they were trying to escape during the earthquake at a school. This is in Shujapur area of Kaliachak. police station in Malda. In another school, in a similar incident, at least 40 students were injured when the staircase collapsed. Indrajit Kundu joins us with the latest. Indrajit, what else can you tell us about what's happening on ground zero?
Well, as far as West Bengal is concerned, the situation is being monitored very closely by the government. As we had reported just a short while back, that a high-level meeting was taking place with the Chief Minister chairing the meet with the Disaster Management Minister and other officials of the department. We are also hearing that the Chief Minister might visit North Bengal tomorrow. She might be a visit to Jalpaiguri district. Jalpaiguri and Darjeeling are the two districts which has had some sort of an effect. We've seen how one building has collapsed in Siliguri. There are reports of 2 deaths, one from Siliguri and one from Jalpaiguri. Around 60 people have been injured. 20 are admitted at this point in time in the North Bengal Medical College. There are about 40 kids, children from school. They had been injured when the staircase gave way in Malda. They have also been admitted in the Malda hospital. So the situation is being monitored by the West Bengal government. Precisely the areas in North Bengal adjacent to the Nepal and Bihar borders, and in all likelihood the Chief Minister might be a visit to North Bengal tomorrow.
North Bengal, we are told, is the worst affected in this area. Of course, Siliguri, we saw a building collapse. We've seen part of a school collapse, the staircase collapse. Is the damage assessment now over, or is information still filtering in from far-off areas?
That's right. The assessment will continue for some time now because there are remote areas which are not very accessible, especially in the hilly terrain of Darjeeling district. And that's the reason why it is taking some time for concrete information to trickle in. So the Disaster Management Department of West Bengal government is assessing the situation and it will probably continue till some more time.
Okay, keep tracking that story. I will come back to you for more. Meanwhile, the death toll in Bihar after massive tremors were felt has now mounted to 20. At least 2 people have reportedly been killed in Darbhanga, 1 in Vaishali, in Supol, in Saran, in Shivhar, in Araria, also in Sitamarhi. 4 people were reportedly killed in East Champaran. More information is still filtering in. Chief Minister Nitish Kumar personally leading damage assessment operations. Information is coming in from police stations across Bihar. We will get you more on that story.